Hi, my name is Jessica and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be giving you my top 5 show suggestions. So today I'm going to be giving you my top 5 show suggestions to binge watch during quarantine. So first I'm going to start off with my girly shows. So if you're not someone who's into girly shows, I'll be putting timestamps in my description box and I'll be categorizing them by genre. So first, the girly shows. Gossip Girl. If you haven't watched Gossip Girl, what are you even doing, okay? This is probably one of my favorite shows ever. I watched it from the beginning when it was actually on air. Actually, I might have started season 2. I started season 2, but whatever. I still consider myself an original Gossip Girl lover, okay? So basically it's just about a bunch of rich kids who are living in New York and are never really shown studying or going to school, yet somehow they end up in Ivy League colleges. And one of the main characters is Dan. How would you describe Dan? He's basically like the lonely boy, like wants to fit in but doesn't really fit in, and he kind of shits on their world but also low-key wants to be a part of their world. And then you have Serena, who's just like, oh, everything's always wrong. I'm just so rich and pretty and all these men love me, but like there's something so wrong with my life. And then you have Blair, who's like kind of a bitch, but like a boss bitch, so you respect her. She's also kind of manipulative, like always trying to get her way, but we love her anyway. She's kind of a mean girl, which I don't really like, but you know, she's Blair, so like you respect her, you know? Then we have Chuck, who's just like this brooding soul who's just like, he kind of talks like this and you just like love him. He's British in real life. Not that that matters, but it's something that, I don't know. I like British accents. And then there's Nate, who's just like the nice guy. He's the nice guy. And then you have Jenny, who's just so annoying. She's Dan, the lonely boy's sister, and she wants so badly to be a part of their world. And then she just ends up being rebellious and really annoying. But yeah, I don't want to spill too much, but those are the characters of the show. That's really what you need to know about Gossip Girl. So yeah, basically Gossip Girl is just about a bunch of teenagers who live a much better life than you do. There's glamour and then there's also drama. And then my next kind of girly show is One Tree Hill. I love this show. It's about a bunch of regular kids in high school and they live in this small town. I think it's somewhere on the East Coast, like Vermont or something. They're just like the pinnacle of regular American kids and it's just such a good feel-good show. So you have Luke, who lives with his mom and his uncle from his dad's side, but he doesn't have a relationship with his dad. And then we have Nate, who lives with his mom and his dad, Dan, and Dan is also Luke's, wait, hang on, I'm getting confused. And Dan is also Luke's father. He abandoned Luke. And Dan is also the brother of the uncle that Luke lives with. Okay, so it's just this really weird family dynamic, but basically in the beginning of the show, the whole drama is that Luke and Nate are gonna start playing together on the same basketball team. And then there's just all this drama. There's Peyton, who is just this like angsty teen, and then there's like Brooke, who's just this really bubbly, fun character, and then we have Haley, who's Luke's best friend, and then she, spoiler alert if you're gonna watch this, fast forward like 15 seconds, she ends up dating Nate, and then that causes a bunch of drama. But yeah, I love One Tree Hill. It's just like a really good all-American show. Okay, and so my next show, which is a little less girly, but still kind of girly, although not as girly because it involves murder, is Elite. I love Elite. It's on Netflix. So it takes place in Spain. It's in Spanish. And if you don't speak Spanish, obviously they have subtitles, or you can watch the English version. Although I wouldn't watch the English version. I tried watching the English version once and it was just so weird. Like their voices sound so weird. So yeah, just watch it with subtitles. I think it's a lot better. So Elite is basically like the Spanish Gossip Girl. It's a very similar story, only there's murder involved. Like it starts off with like these 3 kids, their school burned down and now they have to go to this richer school, and all these people are kind of like stuck up and they don't really respect them. But then one of those kids dates one of the richer girls. And the thing with this girl, Marina, is from the very beginning, like this isn't a spoiler, they literally say this in the same episode, we know that she dies somehow. So that's kind of sort of what the whole season is about, is trying to figure out like who killed her. But yeah, we have her, and then we have Nadia, who's like this kind of like overly protected Muslim girl, and her dad is like really strict, doesn't let her go out. And then we have her brother Omar, who is secretly gay and is secretly selling drugs so he can get out of his father's strict house. And then we have Guzman, who is Marina's sister, and he's just like a total asshole, to be honest, and doesn't like how his sister is dating someone lesser. And then we have Lou, who is basically Blair but bitchier. She is such a bitch. Like, I hate this character so much. So she's dating Guzman, who really kind of sort of seems to like Nadia, although we're not really sure if he actually likes her, but he's shown some type of interest. But yeah, basically the whole first season is just a bunch of high school drama, but also trying to figure out who killed Marina. So my next show is more of a sci-fi show. I am obsessed with this show. I think this is probably my favorite on this entire list, and that is Black Mirror. Oh my god, I love Black Mirror so much. So each episode is a completely different story every time, but the majority of them are really like futuristic. Like the very first episode is about like we're in the future and people can literally watch their memories, and it causes a lot of drama because you can watch people's memories on the TV, so you can know if they're lying and if they're being shady. And when you go to like the airport and stuff like that, they check where you've been in like the last couple hours, last 24 hours. So it's like, it's really intense. And then there's like another episode where you can rate people in real life. So you literally have your star rating, like 3.5 stars, 5 stars, floating above your head all the time. And then there's another episode where there's like a dating service and you can basically see how much time you have with the person. So sometimes that'll be like one night, sometimes it'll be 1 year, a few months, or 5 years. Like it's just so interesting. Like these people like know how long they're gonna be together. Oh my god. And then there's White Bear episode where this woman who is being chased by people, and while she's being chased and like tortured, basically there's a bunch of people with cameras who are just watching her and filming her. And it's like, it's so confusing, but because this whole time you're like, why is no one helping her? She's literally being chased by these people and they're like trying to hurt her, and all these people are just staring at it, watching her, being like the spectators and filming it, and you're just like, what is going on? And then you find out what goes on in the end, and it's so like And Black Mirror also has a movie, which is an interactive movie. It's called Bandersnatch. And the cool thing about this is that you decide how the movie goes, because it'll show you scenes and it'll have you choose. Like you choose, for example, what breakfast they have in the morning, what music they listen to on the bus, and that completely changes the path of the whole movie. So I think there's like 10 different endings. But okay, I'll stop talking about Black Mirror. That's my favorite one on the list. And my last suggestion is The End of the World. That's on Netflix, which honestly is kind of hard to explain without giving away spoilers. So yeah, it's basically about this guy James, who's like this kind of weird, awkward kid, spends time alone. And then you have Alyssa, who is really just like kind of a rebel and is also pretty like unhappy, so she's just like mad at the world. They become friends, kind of sort of girlfriend and boyfriend, and then they just go off and do random stuff together. And then I think this is kind of a spoiler, I'm not sure, but they end up like sneaking in this man's house, and I feel like this is gonna spoil stuff, but it's like kind of a big part of it. They end up in this man's house because they think that he's away, and then, okay, this is kind of a spoiler, but they end up killing him. Okay, so I feel like I can't really explain the show without giving away that information. So yeah, they end up killing him, and then the rest of the season is basically them like trying to cover it up and then finding out more about the man that they killed. So yeah, I'm on the 2nd season right now, but that's basically like the beginning just to get you interested. But yeah, that's a really good one, and I'm sorry I can't really say more about it, but there's really not much I can say without completely giving the whole show away. So that's all you need to know. It's this really angsty teen girl, Alyssa, who's just mad at the world, who meets this awkward boy, and then they kind of become friends slash lovers, but not really. And then they end up doing all this rebellious stuff together, and then they end up in this man's house because they think he's not home. And then when that man finally comes home, they end up killing him. Okay, so that's really all you need to know. And then the rest of the season is kind of about that and like how they're running away. So yeah, those are my top 5 show suggestions. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that. If you have any more suggestions, be sure to put them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.